There's something special about stepping back into Bohemia. The forests, the villages, the dirt roads where you've spilled blood and made history as Henry. It's not just nostalgia, it's that rare feeling of returning to a world that mattered. And with Brushes with Death, the first DLC for Kingdom Come, Deliverance 2, I was ready to be swept up in that magic again. What I got was a quieter journey. A strange reflective detour through a world still trembling from the events of the main game. You meet him tied to a tree, Voita, an eccentric painter rambling to a skull like he's straight out of Shakespeare. It's a bizarre introduction, one that immediately sets the tone. This isn't about kings and battles. It's about a man, his art, and the shadows that follow both. And I was into it, at first. Voita's story is slow burning. You recover his stolen brushes, you walk the roads with him, and slowly a friendship starts to build. Or at least it tries to. See, if you're like me coming off the emotional high of finishing Henry's epic saga, this DLC feels like diving into a pond right after swimming the ocean. It's not bad, it's just smaller, quieter, less urgent. There's still beauty here. Dialogue remains razor sharp, the voice acting outstanding. And every ride to the countryside is a reminder that Warhorse still knows how to craft an atmosphere that lives and breathes. But the story, it never quite finds its teeth. The quests drift by like sketches in a journal, ride here, fetch that, talk to someone, return. Even the final confrontation, one of the few moments that tries to bring weight and tension, ends up feeling more like a woodland scuffle than a dramatic crescendo. And the pacing, oh man, the pacing. If you play this like a standalone, start to finish, no distractions, you'll feel every quiet minute. Without the world pulling you in 100 different directions like in the base game, you start noticing the seams, the repetition, the lack of surprise. But maybe the DLC's biggest sin isn't its slowness, it's its placement. Because the truth is, Brushes with Death doesn't feel like a next chapter. It feels like an interlude, one that probably would have hit harder, folded naturally into a fresh playthrough. Let the relationship with Voita simmer between bigger quests. Let those quiet moments land. Instead, if you tackle it post-endgame, it's all jammed together, and the bond the DLC wants you to believe in ends up feeling rushed, unearned. Still, I won't lie, I liked Voita. I liked watching Henry interact with someone who didn't want gold or revenge or answers. Just perspective. And when he finally paints your shield, customizing it with your deeds, your legacy, it feels meaningful, like a final signature on Henry's journey. That one tiny touch almost made the whole ride worth it. But almost isn't quite enough. Because for all its thoughtful writing, for all its pastoral beauty, Brushes with Death just doesn't add much to the Kingdom Come tapestry. It's a well-made sketch pinned next to a masterpiece. And that contrast, it's hard to ignore. There's also a few technical hiccups to mention. Some players, myself included, ran into a graphical bug where parts of castles or cliffs would flicker or vanish. It's minor but noticeable, especially in a game this immersive. Hopefully it gets patched, but right now it's a rough edge on an already subdued package. So here's where I land. Brushes with Death is a decent DLC. It's just not an essential one. If you're already planning a new run through KCD2, absolutely fold this in. Let it blend with the rest of your journey. But if you're thinking of returning just for this, you might walk away underwhelmed. In a world of Shadow of the Erdtrees and massive expansions, this feels like a quiet campfire tale told after the big war is over. Comforting, introspective, but maybe not the story we needed right now. Thanks for watching Veteran Game. If this helped you decide whether to pick up the DLC, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Did Brushes with Death hit the right note for you, or just miss the canvas entirely? Till next time, keep your blades sharp and your saves backed up.